What is up, football fans? This is Play Action Takes, presented by Apollo Media. This episode is brought to you by Zing Zangs, Blazing Bloody Mary Mix, as well as The Celebrity Mint. Boys, we just watched a load of football this past weekend. Thursday, Friday, Saturday was college football rivalry. Sunday was a full slate of NFL.
Yep.
And then football was not played on Monday night.
No, it wasn't. Oh, I checked, and I even checked throughout the night, and there still wasn't a game being played. And I was like, all right, I guess they skipped it tonight.
Really weird. I was wondering what was going on. But that sucks. I mean, that sucks they decided to cancel that game. But I guess I don't blame them.
Yeah, I mean, it didn't really mean that much. So
no, it didn't. It was a awful game. I had fantasy points being scored against me by a kicker. Dez had his kicker play last night. He had an extra point and a field goal, and I won by 2 points. So feeling pretty good with the result. That's the only reason I looked at the score last night. I don't even know who played. The Vikings and the Bears? Was that what it was?
Yeah, it was the Vikings and the Bears, and I was up by 9 points in my fantasy league, and my opponent had Cole Kmet. And in a game of absolutely this much offense, somehow Cole Kmet still managed to put up 14 and beat me. So I don't really know how that happened.
PPR, my boy. PPR.
Yeah, I understand, but come on. I mean, why was he the only one catching anything? Also, guys, I think our eyebrows are safe.
Yeah.
I think our eyebrows are safe.
It's over.
It's very over.
The Dobbs boys were rolling out, dude.
Yeah.
it was quite the 4-game stretch or 3-game stretch or whatever. The agenda is so over. It's crazy.
I don't know if y'all saw it, but the Trent guy that goes on Prize Picks and puts these like crazy bets out, and everyone's like fading him every single time he does the TikToks, and he's like putting the house on whoever. He had $1,000 Prize Picks pick on under 0.5 interceptions for Josh Dobbs last night.
Yeah.
Josh Dobbs had 4 interceptions.
Just like the most wrong you can possibly
missed it by that much. Speaking of Prize Picks, go use code Apollo. Is it Apollo HOU? I can't remember. Something. Go check out Prize Picks. We like Prize Picks over here. I won some money last night. Good stuff.
I haven't won money in so long.
It took me a while, but I'm starting to win. I'm up a little bit. Feeling pretty good. Football was played on Thanksgiving. All 3 games sucked. All of them were bad. Very bad.
Yeah, I mean, you and me, Stoney, were on last episode, and we were like, these are really bad. This is a terrible slate, but we're going to enjoy it. We're going to watch it and enjoy it. I actually did enjoy it. I don't know. I just didn't enjoy any of those games. They're bad.
I was really excited to have that Thanksgiving where, you're getting ready to eat, everyone's chit-chatting, and there's just a good game on where everyone's like, oh. It's just not the case at all. I mean, not a single game was enjoyable.
No, the Lions game, it ended up being a 7-point game where the Lions should have – I don't know how they lost that game. Just like they don't play defense, and then Jared Goff is turning into 2020 Jared Goff. Yeah. Not what you want to see if you're a Lions fan. But, that game stunk. It was a 7-point game, but it wasn't. The Cowboys just murdered the Commanders. And then the night game, 49ers and Seahawks, which I had on my laptop, but I was watching the Egg Bowl. Had Mississippi State and Ole Miss on, so wasn't paying too much attention. Didn't have to. That was also a blowout. Can't even remember what the score was, but 49ers killed them pretty much from start to finish.
Also, I want to say something about Seattle's jerseys. I mean,
how good
let's knock it off a little bit. That is ridiculous. The highlighter green from head to toe is just not what I want to see after a long day of Thanksgiving. I'm full. I've been drinking, I'm hanging out, I'm trying to relax, and my eyes hurt looking at the TV. Let's take it down a notch. It doesn't have be all green. Do your green. But I don't want to you don't look like a traffic cone. It's ridiculous. And then don't lose like that. If you're going to wear that, you better fucking win.
You can't lose the game acting like that. I thought I like the green jerseys. It's a nice change of pace. The green uniforms, color rush. It's I
don't know. It just seemed out of place. Maybe it's because San Francisco had such the classic whites on, so maybe that's why it just looked way worse. But it was just something about it, and it just didn't look right.
Dude, for a minute the TV went off we'll keep this on for the TV went off, and so I was just like,
Yeah,
I could not hear anything or see anything, but it's coming back on.
we could tell because you were looking
Yeah.
around, you're hitting the
Yeah.
remote, and I'm like,
Well,
he's
I was
just
looking
lost
at
in space right now.
I was looking at y'all on the monitor and like waiting for y'all to like stop talking so I can be like, well, I'll pause, but I'm good. I can hear y'all now. But
we were saying that the
yeah,
highlighter
no,
green uniforms were awesome from Seahawks. Noah disagrees with that.
They're disgusting, right?
I think they're terrible. I think they're
so
awful.
bad.
I thought they were
Yeah.
awesome, but you can't lose
No,
like that. I agree. Black Friday, Jets Dolphins, another terrible game starting at 2:00. So did y'all hear the news about why that game had to be played at 2:00 Central Standard Time? So there was a law dating back to 1961 that was implemented in, I believe, the tri-state area, that no NFL games are allowed to be played on a Friday or Saturday night during the time of a college or high school football game in the area of a square mileage of whatever it was. So that was the latest that the game could actually start on Black Friday. Why put it in New York if you can't even fucking play it on primetime?
Right. Exactly.
That makes so much sense. That makes so much sense because me and Stoney were like crazy how they don't play Friday night football and shit like that. Now it makes sense, you know. I guess at least in the tri-state area.
It's a shitty rule now. Like at 1961, I get it. You want people to go to the games, but this is Black Friday. It's on Amazon Prime. You already have to buy Amazon Prime to watch it. They've spent hundreds of millions of dollars to do this. Just put it at 6, 7. I don't care.
Right.
But that game sucked. And then Ravens
on
and
at the worst time.
Yeah, Ravens and Chargers Sunday night game. Not a fun game to watch.
Ugh, God, it sucks how like watching the Chargers and also sometimes the Ravens is just bad. Like, it's just like not fun, not having a good time. Y'all play bad football sometimes, but the Ravens are just sound enough to win those bad football games.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean the Chargers are it's just kind of blowing my mind. I mean, we talk about them quite a bit, and we always say that Staley needs to leave, but I just don't understand what's going on there. There's no reason they should be this bad at football. There really isn't. And Justin Herbert is so boring to watch play right now. Like, he should be one of the most exciting players in the league to turn on. It's like, all right, maybe no matter what about the Chargers or the Ravens or whatever, at least I get to watch Lamar Jackson and Justin Herbert, two of the best quarterbacks in the AFC, going at it. It's boring every time. And I don't know what the deal is.
When do we start? I know that Brandon Staley and Kellen Moore, they deserve a load of the blame.
Yeah.
When are we going to start blaming Justin Herbert for this? This isn't a new thing that he can't win a game in the fourth quarter down 3, 7 points, sometimes 10 points. But like with chances to go either tie or win a football game, he crumbles every single time.
I know. Well, it's Phillip Rivers. It's weird how it's on the
Phillip
Chargers.
Rivers. It's Phillip Rivers and the old San Diego Chargers playing a late evening game or a night game, and the fourth quarter is just comes crumbling down, and you throw a pick or turnover on downs or you fumble or something.
Yeah, it's rough. They lost that game. It was a one-score game, and then Zay Flowers took like a little jet sweep handoff into the end zone. They go up by 2 scores. That game was over before that even happened, but regardless, the Ravens win. I don't know if they're at the top of the AFC or the 2 seed now.
I believe they're tied.
Yeah,
I think they are.
I think the Chiefs had the tiebreaker for some reason. I don't know what it is, but boys, after all the Thursday, Thanksgiving, Black Friday, and primetime games that were all terrible, let's get into some more football that is going to make y'all very angry. Y'all discussed this.
Let's get into the meat of it, dude.
Yes, yeah. Y'all discussed this on Off the Gridiron yesterday. If you haven't already, go check out Apollo HOU on YouTube. Go watch that. We had tinfoil hats on. The refs have rigged the game.
Absolutely.
There was 2 games specifically that stuck out this week where the refs were a problem. The Jags and Texans is one of them. The Jags won 24-21, less than ideal. And me and Noah were talking offline before Garrett hopped on. If the NFL is going to rig a game for an AFC team, I think it goes in this order. Chiefs 1.
Yeah.
Ravens probably 2, just top of the AFC. I think Miami gets the next seed as who they're going to rig it for because they're interesting, cool coach, Hard Knocks now.
Yeah.
After that, I think Steelers giant fan base, perennial playoff contender, Mike Tomlin, all of that. After the Steelers, probably the Bills. You get Josh Allen, Sean McDermott back in the mix, potentially a Chiefs-Bills kind of first-round matchup. You're looking at that. After that, who are you going to rig it for other than the Houston Texans in the AFC?
Yeah.
There's no one.
It's not the Jacksonville Jaguars.
No one interesting enough.
No, absolutely.
But for some
not.
reason, they're picking the Jaguars, which doesn't make any sense. And I don't know if it's because maybe Trevor Lawrence is supposed to be this golden boy of the NFL he was kind of set up to be. I don't know. I don't know what the deal is. I really don't. Maybe it's because they've never had anything. Maybe it's because they have a shit city. Maybe they're just trying to give those people in Jacksonville some hope to maybe enjoy one thing in their awful lives. I don't know what it is, but it's bullshit is what it is. And it's downright disrespectful to not just the Houston Texans, but to any NFL fan out there who tunes in to watch these games, any game. And without those penalties, we're watching some of the best football we've seen. These 70-yard bombs, there's this, there's that, there's picks. Even on the side, there were some calls against the Texans that were kind of annoying. I acknowledge that. But I'm just saying, when you watch football, do you want to see flags flying every other play, or do you want to watch high octane, exciting football? And that's what we would have gotten if it wasn't for all these zebras throwing yellow laundry all over the field after every goddamn play. It's ridiculous.
It was so fucking lame, dude. Very boring, very hard to watch. Just cringy. I mean, I can only imagine non-fans of the Texans and Jaguars just wanting to watch a good game, and they're like, "Fuck, just play the fucking game," you know?
Because
you get annoyed when the flag is thrown.
It was on CBS here in the Texas area, I believe.
Yeah.
So it was televised to a lot of homes in Texas and probably around the Southeast as well, with Trevor Lawrence and company over there. But yeah, it was a rough game to watch from the ref perspective. I had it on an iPad, but I was paying attention because Red Zone's on and the alarms are going off. Shout out to Scott Hansen. Yeah, it was rough. The Tank Dell catch that was ruled not a catch. I understood why they ruled it incomplete in the moment. The pictures from Getty Images or USA Today, whoever had that image of him clearly having two tiptoes down, it's rough knowing after the fact. But in the moment, I understood why they ruled it incomplete because they ruled it incomplete on the field.
I don't understand. I was like, wow, that's a catch. What are we doing?
With the only angle that they showed, it's like, okay, I can't tell if that one's on the ground or not.
Why is that the only angle they showed too?
Right. Where's
my tinfoil hat, dude? Why is it the only angle? It was just this top-down 480p angle, and it was like, that's the only thing you have to see to show us? Bullshit.
It was a rough game from the refs. They helped the Jags out twice in the end zone with pass interference calls, and then they got the holding on a potential 3-and-out deep in their own territory on Calvin Ridley, where the guy's 3-4 yards off of him, who the cornerback was. It was a rough game. It was a rough game, and I feel bad for Texans fans because I had a game earlier in the year with my favorite team just not getting a single call and then having 10-plus penalties against a team that is literally just murdering people out there and nothing's being called. Yeah, it's frustrating. It's very frustrating to watch.
I mean, now it's just everything's different now. The outlook of the season's different. It's like you win that game, oh man, it's smooth sailing. You lose that game, you're outside looking in now.
We're third place in the AFC South now. I mean, behind the goddamn Colts. That just isn't
Colts.
right. That isn't right. That
Gardner Minshew, not even Anthony Richardson. If it was Anthony Richardson,
it's different. It's different. It's not.
Yeah, it's rough. So if you want more on that game, go check out Off the Gridiron. It was posted yesterday on YouTube and anywhere else where you get your podcast from. Go check out the boys.
It's a fun one. Go watch it if you haven't already.
It was fun. Tinfoil hats were abound. Next point, LOL Patriots. LOL. The New England Patriots. Mac Jones gets the start. And I needed to talk about this because there was a handful of really good games, and then there was a lot of really bad games, and this was one of them. You lose to Tommy DeVito, the Italian stallion. His entire 250 family members are there in the stadium, just doing the Italian.
They're all doing this too, which was awesome.
Yeah.
They know.
Mac Jones, I've been saying it kind of like all year. Mac Jones is a bad quarterback, or he just has no confidence and appears to be a bad quarterback. And I sent it in the group. I was like, Mac Jones is the worst quarterback in the league right now.
Yeah.
And Dex said a very funny thing. You just watched Tim Boyle play against your team, and you're saying Mac Jones is worse than him.
Yeah.
And he is. He literally was. And then there was another stat, was that he could throw the ball, like literally spike the ball for 36 times during the game and have a higher passing rating than what he ended up having against the Giants the other day.
Oh,
yeah, you can't. You just can't have 21 pass attempts. You can't be a starting quarterback in the NFL and have 21 pass attempts in a game and have 89 yards passing. You can't do it, especially at the 2 interceptions on top of that. And then Tommy DeVito, who is, I mean, he's Tommy DeVito. You know, I mean, we all know what we're expecting. It threw the ball 4 more times, but has 191 yards and a touchdown. It's like, that's embarrassing, Mac. That's embarrassing that you got the best coach in NFL history on your sideline. And you can't. I know he has I know he doesn't have weapons. I get it. I get the wide receiver room is god awful. Well, I mean, still. I mean, you got to figure that out.
Mm-hmm.
It's hilarious how, like, a few years ago when they drafted Mac Jones and, you know, they went to the playoffs and stuff, people were like, fucking here we go again, dude. What?
Yeah.
Like, get this, like, good college quarterback and just put him in a system, and like he's just good, and like they're good. They're 10-7 and they're good. And then ever since then, it's just becoming it's becoming hell on earth for the Patriots fans.
It's just very funny.
I kind of love it because they thought they thought shit was sweet again.
Mm-hmm.
No, it's hard. It's hard to find a quarterback in this league, and you know now how hard it is.
It's very funny for me because Patriots fans have all the receipts on Twitter, and they're like, imagine having Tua as your quarterback over Mac Jones. We have the best Bama quarterback. Mac is way better than Tua. Mac made a Pro Bowl. Don't care. Yeah. Patriots are dead. Just wanted to spend a little time on that because I find it very
I want to also talk about this, though, because this is good for them. Obviously, you see the current draft order right now is the Bears have the number 1 overall pick from the Panthers. I don't know if they're going to take a quarterback. They probably should. But I could see them sticking with Fields for a little bit longer. Arizona's not taking a quarterback. There's a world where New England has the pick of the litter when it comes to all the quarterbacks coming in. Drake May, Caleb Williams, all those other quarterbacks coming out. Caleb Williams in New England would be pretty dope, I will say. That would look cool. So Patriots fans, this year sucks, but if you're going to be bad, this was the year to do it with the quarterback class. So at least they have that to look forward to.
I feel like Caleb Williams would be like so much less cool if he goes to New England.
I think so too. I mean, it was just like, I feel like they don't have what he needs to like.
Well, they got to build. I mean, they definitely got to build stuff around him for sure. But it's like Caleb is either going to go to Chicago or New England or maybe Tampa Bay if somehow he drops to 7. But
Tampa would be like the coolest possible.
Tampa would be cool, but there's just no way that I don't think New England passes up on him. So I think it's going to be New England, and I think that could work. I think that could work.
I think they get May over him. It just fits.
That fits more. That does fit
because he's white, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Well, he's a big pocket quarterback. Big pocket passer for Bill O'Brien and Bill Belichick if they retain Bill O'Brien.
But here's the deal:
or Bill Belichick, he's probably gone too.
Dude, honestly, you know what they can very much do? They can just
hire Josh McDaniels.
Yeah. Can you imagine if they hired back Josh McDaniels? Oh,
it'd be awesome.
Guys, hilarious. What about this though? Because sitting here at number 6 with the pick before Tampa Bay, obviously this will change before the actual draft, but the New York Giants are there at 6.
Oh, they're taking a quarterback.
They have to. They have to. And
you absolutely have to.
If Drake May is the only one off the board, Washington has the 5th pick, but they're going to run with Sam Howell for a bit. The Giants getting Caleb Williams would be pretty dope. I think that would.
He wouldn't last.
He wouldn't last. They'd really have to do a lot to help him, but I don't know. Honestly, all those QB situations are looking kind of bleak.
Oh yeah,
for Caleb,
for sure.
But New England, you're in prime position to get a quarterback, baby. So
Yeah.
I guess you're going to try again.
You know what's going to happen if Bill Belichick is still your GM/coach? He's taking that and he's going to trade it away for 23 third-round picks.
Yeah.
It's going to be the best moment of my life, probably, when that happens.
You better hope and pray you get him out of there because he doesn't care, dude.
He's like, look at all this stuff I got. Game of the week, which we thought it would be a very good game heading into this weekend. Eagles, Bills in Philadelphia in the rain, a little bit cold. You can see some breath. Eagles win in overtime, 37-34, and what was a very fun game to watch and nerve-wracking for me because I want the Bills to lose every week. I don't care that it's biased that way. And I needed the Eagles to beat the Bills because then Eagles and Bills, Eagles and Dolphins, Eagles won both of them. So it's like, we're even, but the Dolphins have 2 more wins than you do. So
it was a very fun game and quite surprising, actually. I was fully thinking that the Bills were going to get blown out. Honestly, I was like, they have no sauce, they have no juice, they have nothing. They just came off beating Tim Boyle, big fucking whoop. But no, they had the Eagles on their heels, and it really took a miracle kick for the Eagles to fucking get past them.
Was it wild? 59 yards in the rain.
59 in the freezing rain. I mean, the conditions were terrible. Everyone was soaking wet. Jake Elliott, they were just like, please, Jake Elliott, please, God. And then Jake Elliott delivered.
Did you see Fletcher Cox's reaction on the sideline when he made the kick?
Oh, yeah.
He was like,
oh, yeah.
Did he make that?
Dude, did you see Jalen Hurts' reaction?
No, I missed that one.
Nothing. Dude, he was just.
It's the Bama quarterback. Other than Mac Jones.
They just know.
Yeah.
It's the robot.
He's serious. I like it.
Every time. Sorry, Garrett, go ahead.
No, I was just gonna say no. It was a impressive showing from the Bills, but they couldn't get it.
It was. To piggyback on that, it's every time I'm out on Josh Allen, he pulls me back in every time. 2 tutties, 2 rushing touchdowns. I mean, I can't tell if he's fallen off. I can't tell if he's going to be the MVP. I don't know. And then, but Jalen Hurts after this game is by far the MVP in the league. I mean, I don't think you can give it to anyone else at this point. It's kind of been up in the air for the past 4 weeks or so. Kind of like, is it because there wasn't really an obvious choice. But I mean, this game, 3 touchdowns. I mean, everything he does with that team, like even the stuff on the sideline where he watches that kick and he's just blank faced. It's just like nothing phases him. Yeah, I mean, I don't think there's anyone in the league who's going to win MVP over him at this point, unless something insane happens down the stretch here.
Tyreek breaks the record; he wins MVP.
No, I don't.
This is the year. This is the only year that might happen for the next 10 years that a quarterback might not win MVP.
True,
because there isn't like a quarterback that's literally just like blowing everybody else out of the water. Yes, Jalen Hurts has great numbers. He's on the best team. They're winning the most games.
I mean, their record. You have to look at their record. I mean,
yeah, I get that. But
now, if the Dolphins
are a top 3 seed and he breaks the record, 2,000 yards, 16 touchdowns, it's hard. It would be hard not to give it to someone that's done something that no one else has ever done. When Jalen Hurts,
the Dolphins have to basically not win out, but if they only lose like 1 more for the rest of the year, and then Tyreek obviously continues and breaks the record, then maybe. But I really find and the Eagles have to drop some. I think for that to happen, the Eagles have to drop some, and then the Dolphins just have to get really hot going down the stretch. But
don't know if the Eagles will drop any.
No. I don't think the Eagles are dropping any. I don't know if that's going to happen.
Drop any, dude. They're really good. I can absolutely see Tyreek winning it, but I mean the Dolphins really have to finish very strong.
Yeah,
you got to finish really strongly. Top 3 seed in the AFC, like just right there. You know, they have to finish above like Jacksonville.
Yeah, because right now they have cupcakes until Christmas Eve. You got the Cowboys on Christmas Eve in Miami. Baltimore on the road, and then the Bills at home to end the season. So you got to win 2 of those 3 and then continue to beat the Commanders and whoever the other bad team is that they play right after that before the Cowboys come to town for Christmas. So they do that, and Tyreek goes over 2,000 yards and has 15-plus touchdowns. I think that's the only scenario in which a quarterback does not win the MVP this season. And, Jalen Hurts is in the front running, but, like, he's got a lot of turnovers. like a lot of turnovers that people
That's
don't
true.
talk about it. And then everyone's like looking at his numbers. They're like, yeah, it's fine. But he's already got like, does he have 10 or 11 rushing touchdowns already this season? It's ridiculous.
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
insane.
we were right before the game, like the day before. Me, my buddy Jay, and then like our buddy Jerry, we got into a heated argument. Not really heated. Jay was the only one yelling. You know, if you know, you know.
Yeah,
Like
no.
Noah, we were. I kept saying Jalen Hurts is in the same tier as Josh Allen. They're in the
Yeah.
same tier, and
Absolutely.
he's just. I mean, he kept saying Josh Allen is light years above Jalen Hurts. Light years. He's so much better than Jalen Hurts, and I'm like, Jalen Hurts is that guy, dude.
Dude,
Jalen Hurts is
Jalen
that
Hurts
guy.
is insane.
He's that guy, man. And
Yeah.
he just like, yeah, he'll have a turnover. Yeah, he'll have a fumble here and there, but man, he always puts the Eagles in position to just win the fucking game. He
That's
won't
all-
ever get blown out.
Absolutely.
Dude, he's like a 14-game winning streak against winning teams.
Did you see him pre-draft? This interview came up after the game where he only lost 4 total games in his college career.
God, that's crazy.
And the guy was like,
Wild.
so how many games, like, what are you going to do when you go to the NFL when losing's more prominent? He's like, not losing more than 4.
Damn. He
And
doesn't
we're
do
in,
that.
what, year
and
3?
he's 10 and
year
1
4?
right now.
He
He's just
doesn't do that.
doing it.
God, they're gonna.
He has the college football record right now in the NFL.
He literally
That's
has
crazy.
4 losses in the NFL total.
That's wild. I mean, he might never lose again.
It's
No.
insane.
He does have
but-
a lot of picks. That is,
yeah, a lot of picks and a few fumbles.
He said there at 18 touchdowns, 10 interceptions. You know,
That's the
But-
only thing that I'm pointing to, and it's a weird thing to nitpick when you keep winning games.
of course. But also, I mean, I know this isn't our preview episode, but I was just looking at next week's game. I mean, the fucking 49ers are walking into Philly next week.
Oh,
That-
I forgot about that.
That is going to be that's going to be a wild game to watch.
Game of the week.
Yeah, definitely.
49ers have 15 sacks in their last 3 games since getting Chase Young.
That is insane.
Seems good. Seems good.
That's pretty good. And Brock Purdy's back. Brock Purdy is so
Yeah.
back, by the way.
But yeah, the Eagles game was awesome in the rain. The overtime, just running into the end zone. Jalen Hurts in the rain, just kind of walking it off, not celebrating too much. It was just everything that I could have ever hoped and dreamed with the scenario with the Dolphins and the Bills in the division. So
Yeah.
last thing before we get out of here, the Undertaker meme of him rising out of the coffin. It opens up and he pops right up. That's the Denver Broncos. The Denver Broncos
Sean
are alive.
Payton.
They are here. They're right in the mix. I think are they the 6th seed currently?
6 and 5.
Or are they in the hunt still? I can't remember what it is. Regardless, the Broncos are not dead, and they got beat 70-20 in week 3 of the season, and everyone wrote them off. Everyone said they were going to trade all their pieces. They didn't trade anyone. They released like 2 players, kept it together. Sean Payton's got the boys rolling. They keep winning games, and they're right there in the hunt.
You know what? I gotta call myself out because like I was saying they're fully done.
Oh, we
After
buried them.
Giving up 70. I mean, I think, but I was like, they're the laughing stock. I kept calling them like the laughing stock of the NFL, trading all these picks, getting all these coaches and players, and you can't do anything with them. You get 70 dropped in your head. Laughing stock, dumpster fire. Oh no, they're 6 and 5, and also they're about to play my Houston Texans. So
And I was talking to Stoney before we recorded. I'm scared of them, bro. They're sneaky good.
Yeah, they're really good right now.
Yeah.
They're very good right now.
They're the
They just know
9th
what we
seed
do.
currently, but they're 6 and
Okay.
5, same as the Texans. The Texans are the 8th seed, so that's why 8 seed playing the 9 seed this week. Both have the same record, but thing is, back to it. Don't get looking at the standings. The Colts are at 7, and that shouldn't be a thing. That just shouldn't be a thing. But
AFC's a bloodbath right now.
it is
It's
right now.
so
It's hard,
terrifying.
and obviously that'll even out, I think. But the Broncos, I mean, we'll see. This is a big test for, I'd say, more so the Broncos to see what they can do against the Texans, because as we all know, the Texans are good. The Texans are hot. I mean, obviously they lose a heartbreaker to the Jaguars, but they're still very much in the mix. So the Texans have more to play for now. So it's going to be a wild game. But if the Denver Broncos beat the Texans, Well, look out, AFC. I don't know. I mean, they're dangerous.
Yeah, it's fucking one of the turnarounds that I don't want to happen right now because I
No.
would because I want the Texans to be one of the lower seeds or one of the non-division winners to go to the playoffs, not the fucking Denver Broncos. So another team in the AFC that's just good.
Yep.
Yeah. And
Awesome.
That's why the Bills losing to both the Broncos and the Eagles was massive for my Miami Dolphins, because now it's like it's not an insurmountable lead, but it's a tougher one to claw back to if you're Buffalo to win the division. And Miami's in a pretty good position. I think they have a 99% chance of the playoffs. I'm going to knock on some wood real quick. Yep. We're going to make sure that doesn't happen. Don't want to lose out. But week 12 was fun. Outside of the primetime and the Thanksgiving games,
It was not very fun. On Sunday, I was not really having a fun time.
Yeah.
It was the most mad I've been at a Texans game in a bit.
Yeah. Well, there's something, another thing me and Stoney were talking about before, but Garrett, like, I forgot that feeling of, like, games that really matter. And you're like, you think about it all week, like, God, just win. And then for the Texans to lose the way they did,
it's rough.
58-yarder off the crossbar. Oh,
I will say that 58-yarder that hit the crossbar, like, hurt me in the heart.
Yeah.
As like a football fan, I would just be devastated for a full week. Like, I would be angry at the world for a full week.
Yeah.
That happened to the Dolphins, where every game matters.
I am.
It fucking sucked because I said it on Off the Gridiron. He kicked it. I was like, oh, that's so in. That's crazy.
Yeah, it was perfect.
It literally had a shot. I was like, all right, we're cooking.
As soon as it hit, the entire bar I was at, the entire stadium on the audio of the game, just
yeah, it was.
It just like it took the air out of everything.
As Houston sports fans, which sound was worse? The foul pole in 2019, Game 7 of the World Series for the Astros, or that crossbar this past week? What was the sound? Which sound was worse?
Oh, foul pole.
Foul pole sucks.
It's still foul pole.
That's
when you're in the World Series versus Week 12, it's different, but it's still.
So I just know that y'all aren't football guys. Got it.
Right.
Well, I'd be like,
gotcha.
Fucking got us, dude. We'll stop the podcast. We're not gonna do the podcast anymore, dude. This has become a baseball podcast.
This is now beyond the gridiron.
Beyond the gridiron, yes.
We're just gonna change everything up. But Week 12, outside of a handful of things for y'all and the primetime games and Thanksgiving games, was a lot of fun. I'm not footballed out, but I was getting real exhausted come Sunday night. I was like, my eyes have watched so much football since Thursday, starting at 11:30 a.m. Central Standard Time, going until, I don't know, was it 10:30 the other night, Sunday night?
Yeah.
And then I just did not.
Last night, apparently, if you watched that bloodbath.
Didn't.
But, yeah, it's ridiculous.
I actually did try to watch last night's game.
I didn't watch it.
Didn't even consider turning it on.
Man, it was the fourth quarter, and I was just like, I was like, have I been watching this thing? I feel like I haven't been watching it. But the thing is, I have been sitting there and watching it. Everything just one eye, like my hard drive just wiped every commercial break.
I was checking the box score just on the ESPN app, and that's how I was keeping up with it. And it was like 2 minutes left in the first half, and I checked the Vikings numbers, and it said that Josh Dobbs had thrown 9 passes for 9 yards and 2 interceptions. And I was like, I looked at it for like a minute because I was like, this is from the first quarter or something. There's no way he has 9 yards right now. Like, I was like waiting for my internet to update. And then I realized, oh, thank God I didn't go through any trouble to turn this football game on. Because, I mean, sorry,
Dobbs,
Josh.
boys,
it was a fun ride.
Dobbs, boys, it's over. Skull Vikings maybe next year. Eyebrows,
we're safe. NFL, if you need some schedule makers, just hit up Play Action Takes presented by Paul Media. We got you next year. Some SEC games have already come out for next year, and I'm already getting fired up. Fired up for next year. Lots of football to be had. But that was Week 12.
Forever and ever.
Week 12 review. This has been Play Action Takes presented by Zing Zang's Blazing Bloody Mary Mix, as well as the Celebrity Mint. Go check them out on social media. Go get your Blazing Bloody Mary Mix from your local liquor store and go check out CelebrityMint.com to see all the awesome graded tokens that Celebrity Mint has. Ric Flair, Mike Tyson, etc. Let's go watch some more football later this week.
Let's do it.
I'm excited. Dude. I'm fucking just pissed still, though.
Yeah, I'm mad. I don't want to watch football.
This has been Play Action Takes presented by Apollo Media. We will see you this upcoming Thursday. We'll see you Thursday.
See you there.
Watch football.